I'm doing right now?
What?
Moisturize.
You're rubbing stuff on your legs?
Because last
You're
time
getting our male viewership up.
Wiki feet. Check her out. Show a toe, will you?
It has to do with your show here.
Before we even start, Colin Quinn with an amazing new special on YouTube.
Thanks,
watch it right after this. And Rachel Feinstein with an amazing new special on Netflix. Check them both
Big
out.
guy.
Yeah.
I watched it with the lady. She's a huge fan.
Really? I love
yeah.
her. She's always been very nice to me.
And she hates women.
Is a beauty.
No.
Can I just say that last time I was on here, there was a comment that somebody made about my knees. They wrote like, ouch, look at her knees or something. And so...
Been around the firehouse.
That's why I'm putting makeup on my knees right now. Because the last time I was on your podcast,
You can't let the commenters win.
By the way,
what are you doing?
I'm here to say,
letting them win.
if you write a negative comment, this is to all my haters out there. If you write a negative comment about me,
Yowza.
I will immediately internalize it as fact, and your voice will stay with me for. And
You can't tell them that.
I know.
This is weak.
This is chum in
This
the
is a
water.
weak opening here.
Oh my God,
Blood in
Rach.
the water with the sharks.
But I'm sorry, they said they go knees, ouch, and then ever since then I've been obsessed with
That's
it. It gave me
nothing.
Maybe they meant like, ouch, like, ooh.
Like
I don't know.
Mamacita.
They were
Yeah.
blue that day. They looked weird and gangrenous.
They are a little lumpy now that I don't know what these knots are.
Looks like rotten milk. What the hell?
Jeez,
Nuts.
Louise. John Nuts.
Oh my God.
What do you got on there? You need some knee pads.
Shit.
All right, who hit you there? Aunt Nancy Kerrigan? Tanya Hart?
Hey, your husband was Chris Brown. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, did you meet Diddy recently? All right.
Knee Diddy.
Star.
This is gonna be a fun one. I feel. like.
Oh God.
Yeah, what are you pouring there?
Rachel wanted prosecco. So
Whoa, Nelly, you do one Netflix special, you gotta have the good bubbly.
Yeah.
This is $5.99. This bottle.
By the way, you should never waste anything good on me. Give
No,
me well.
is this-
I'm not
is this
gonna
a good
know the
bottle?
difference.
Oh! What do you think this is? Flagrant 2?
Somebody comes from money.
Nice.
Yeah.
Generational wealth.
You got that right, sister.
Oh boy.
All right.
So Quinn, you just shot it in DC at a
What were you thinking? What was that?
That psychiatrist.
Yeah, you did a corporate. No one shoots a corporate. You want those
I know.
hidden.
Something different.
All right.
Who cares at this point?
Well,
It's killer, dude. It's
plus,
hilarious.
I wanted to
Right.
do it because what happened was I was doing a show, and these
Cheers.
cheers, and these 4 psychiatrists in the audience,
Oh, that's right.
and then so I was like, oh my God, the whole thing relates. Everything relates to everything.
Oh, I see. That
Well,
makes
relates. Everything relates. If you wanted to.
You don't want to shoot that in Albany. That would go
I don't
right
want to be
over
like
your head.
Terrence Howard, but no. Everything relates if you wanted to.
That was a wackadoo, huh?
I'm too dumb to know if what he's saying is true. or
But
not.
that's what I mean.
Me
this
too.
guy.
I run so dumb around Colin. Like I never want to ask him follow-up questions, so he knows how stupid I really am.
No, he means Terrence Howard, right?
yeah, well, he's just saying shit. I'm like, I don't
Terrence
know.
Howard saying things, but it sounds so intelligent. You're like, I can't believe this guy. Even if it's insane,
Yeah.
it totally connects. Like,
Yeah.
you're like,
Right.
oh,
Does it?
yeah. Well, I mean, when he says like the Pythagorean theorem, he goes, well, they're starting with the premise that the world is flat, so everything's in flat lines when it should have been curved. And I'm like, that kind of makes sense.
Oh, interesting.
So even if it's not true, it does make sense.
Yeah, but they always go too far if you keep listening. So
Yeah.
it's a Pythagorean. That means the Earth is flat. You're like, whoa, how'd we get here? You had me for a second.
Right.
I don't even know a Pythagorean. I don't even know any of it. I'm a dizzy bitch.
That's gonna be your next special.
I'm a dizzy bitch with nice knees. That's all you got to worry about.
The bee's knees.
The bee's knees.
No, but you know how certain people you run dumb around, others you run smarter. I run real
Yes.
dumb around Colin, because you have actual history. And, I always kind of feel like I'm faking it. And then I get credit for being smart because I'm like sarcastic and Jewish. I actually have no information about anything.
But I feel like most comedians really are smart. Even if they're not,
Book smart.
yeah, they're smart. There's just something smart about comedians.
Can you lift my chin up and say that again?
What the hell are you pulling?
Someone said this
Someone's
is
getting an organ.
I love
taken
that
out?
picture. That was like Elliot Gould.
It is.
Long
Yeah,
kiss.
long goodbye.
What's
Long
going
goodbye.
on that?
But somebody said that this was Terrence Howard on
Oh, that's
Rogan.
funny.
all the stuff like that, but we did it all with sound, right? We did it with sound, and then we had a blanket. We had
Just a
sound,
POW in the tub.
and it came down
This
like
is almost.
that.
Oh, is that Robert Downey?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
behind the scenes from Tropic Thunder.
Oh,
So
that's
we were working
fun.
on his brow chakra. We're just in back of the crown chakra. And that's why he's been tripped.
This is what it's like in Cat Williams' green room.
And all that stuff.
Weird problems on people's backs and shit. That's quite a rider. I need a white guy in a tub who's shirtless.
Oh my stars.
We
Yeah.
need, before we leave, we need to end this pod with at least a couple Colin Quinn movie recs.
Oh,
Get
Because
there.
Colin is like, well, just put a pin in that for later.
okay.
Okay, but this is tough because we got two bangers right here, two
Yeah.
specials out simultaneously.
We're competing against each other.
I know.
Right. It's
I mean-
me or Colin.
We're both trying to usurp Keith Robinson's.
Keith Robinson, if you don't know at home, he's the oldest living comedian. He's the very oldest one.
Yeah.
Which voice doesn't count as living or comedian.
Woo! When's his? Oh, June 11th.
Yeah.
Yes.
Keith, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a bad man.
Yeah, he is. That's why
And
God
a real
stroked him.
dick to me, I'll tell you that. Keith Wayne Alistair Robinson.
Wow. What
That's
is he,
right.
Muslim?
His home attendant is feeding him sweet peas through a straw right this very moment.
He can't afford a home attendant. What are you talking about? This that's a shitty deal with Netflix. What are we talking about?
Well, either way, he's definitely grabbed her ass.
That's how he gets the strength back.
Right. Spinach.
Yeah, it's like,
Well, yeah. So, both specials. One was paid for, but
yeah, they didn't pay for mine.
that was the joke.
I know.
But you're out there on the
Yeah,
YouTube.
but Quinn's he's going the young route, which is
I'm going rogue.
Yeah.
Quinn's done a million specials on, Netflix, everything. But,
That's right.
Put some-
Yeah.
But how do you feel about this one? Like, do you like that it's a different type of...
Yeah. I like doing it different like that.
Yeah.
I felt, I feel like that's a good move for everybody.
Oh, yeah.
Do it in front of, instead of being a theme, the theme is the audience.
Interesting. And no notes.
I reversed, well, I wouldn't say there were no notes. I had a little, what do you call it? Teleprompter on the corner. Because a lot of that stuff I never said before. Not a lot of it, but
Really?
at least 40%.
You meant no network note.
No network notes, I meant.
Oh, no, I meant no.
Yeah.
No network notes. No.
Yeah.
The head of YouTube's like, that's not going to fly, dude.
The only one you deal with is Homeless Pimp. He's the only one who can give you notes. Yeah, no, it was really
Homeless
so
Pimp
much
is getting, he's getting successful enough. He might have to change his name from Homeless Pimp.
And
Yes.
change your,
I know
your
the
outfit,
funniest thing
too.
about Homeless Pimp is he's this sort of mild mannered, kind of lovely, quiet guy. Some comic probably gave him that name, but he's an editor
Maybe.
and produces stuff. I always assumed Pimp was out there just combing for ass after the shows, and that he just like
right.
all he
Right.
wanted to
Who's
do
to say he's
was
not?
just punish leftover. Di Stefano puss, but it turns out he's a lovely man and
Great
doesn't
guy.
try to punish any leftover puss at all.
No.
He's kind of just a smart, creative guy. It's funny what I assume about men. I'm like, you dirty little bitch. I know what you're up to.
Sure.
Right.
Turns out to be just a reasonable guy.
Well, he does dress like a cult leader from the 70s. For some reason. He's got flowers on his shirt and giant pants. There he is with weird Elton John glass. Look at that.
Yeah.
What is this outfit? But he's a creative genius.
Oh my God, he is. I mean, I saw the Chaz thing that he's doing right there. It's amazing.
Really?
It's amazing.
It's amazing that Chaz Palminteri is getting directed by Homeless Pimp.
Yeah.
Fucking Chaz Palminteri.
Yeah.
I
What the hell?
I know.
This business
But
going
it's pretty
awry.
amazing.
All right, so you
But it
were
was
saying.
it was great.
No, he's
Go ahead.
great. It's just a name.
So yeah,
He's great.
your special. What were we saying? No notes. YouTube.
No notes. YouTube just put it up.
Okay, and it's great.
Yeah, thanks.
Loved
Here's the
it.
thing about a Colin joke. I've probably said it before.
Colin Jost?
Colin Quinn jokes is that there's a lot of comics, you hear their jokes and you're like, fuck, I almost came up with that. I could have come up with that if my mind had run around that for a few more laps.
Right.
That would have been my joke. With Colin's jokes, you could have run over it forever and ever, and I wouldn't have come up with that angle. Like,
Totally.
you'll have a thing where I'm like, I would never have. Yeah, my mind wasn't going to do that.
Yes, you have a great way of stepping back and seeing everything for what it is, because we're all in the middle of it and we don't see
That's
it.
right. That's because I'm 90. Guys, don't worry.
You did that.
20 years, you'll be able to do it.
You were doing that in the 60s.
You were doing that in the 20s, Colin.
Yeah.
You and Professor Irwin Corey were fucking dominating the
Oh
scene
my
back
God.
then.
I mean,
Can you imagine Colin, like when you were like 20, 21?
Oh.
You would have probably been able to bag just about any skirt.
Eye on Quaaludes with a mustache.
You could tell him anything, and they'd believe it because he had a few facts to sprinkle in.
Yeah, there's that Irish.
Yeah.
Look at that. McGregor.
I was 19. I was like McGregor.
Yeah.
I think I could have fought McGregor back then.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Look how cute.
Look at that.
I was 19.
My favorite Colin Quinn story is one of my favorites is in your book where you talk about being Colin,
Oh, the Irish guy.
the Irish
yeah.
poet laureate
Dude, yeah.
at the bars.
That's a hunk right there.
I would go to the bar and I would put on an Irish accent. And I was by myself because no one would hang out with me because I was I was a bad drunk.
Yeah.
And I would just show up at the bar and those of you smoke at the bar and I just go, hey, I'm here, my name's Colin, and I start talking to all the people. And the bar, and every time it was the funniest pattern. All over the fucking university place, there was a lot of bars back there.
Yeah.
And then like 3rd Avenue, like the East Village was just starting to pop. And I'd be stumbling around, but I put in this accent. And a lot of people were like, oh, this guy's Irish. So I felt fast. I left under shady circumstances. This is during the whole hunger strike and shit.
Right.
And then, but every time the bartender would just give me a scowl because they fucking knew this guy.
They knew? Oh.
They knew the type, I guess. And they'd be fucking fuming. I'd be like, this fucking.
Did you ever run into a real Irishman in the middle when you were about to insert
I guess
yourself
not.
inside
Maybe
someone?
if I did, I kept going. You know,
Did it get you laid?
I wouldn't have broke.
Of course.
I don't think it really got me laid.
I believe it did.
It got me in a couple of fights, but I used to get. No, what would happen is I'd go after hours. One time, I was just thinking about this last night. I was walking on Prince Street. I met this girl after hours, and there was a guy with us too. But I think I put this in the book. But anyway, usually after hours used to be all the mafia places. Used to be on Sullivan Street, late Houses Street. There was like 5 after hours places. Every time I pass now, I'm like, these places were after hours, like 8 in the morning. And me and this guy, he goes, yeah, I like that girl. She liked me. He gave me the keys to this big chunk of keys. He was visiting some apartment on Bleecker Street. I went over there with her, had sex with her, left, and just left, but forgot to bring him back the keys. I got to bring back the keys. I had them in my pocket when I woke up. And me and her went to this like bodega at like 8 in the morning. We're like making out in the bodega. Then I went to the same after hours the next night, and the guy literally
Oh, you had the keys the whole time.
he couldn't go back to
Poor
his
guy
apartment.
lost his job.
I know.
Yeah, it was like rental. It was
Right
a
as
rental.
Colin's coming, this guy's
Wow.
getting
I
dismissed
remember
from
he's
work.
Chicago.
And that was you couldn't just text you. You had to just wait the 24
Yeah,
hours.
he just waited till he saw me, and he just couldn't believe I was
And
back.
did he give you a nice punch in the face?
Oh, we tussled all over the floor.
Really?
I was so drunk in those days. I was like, I was in the right in my mind.
Right.
Like, he was trying to fuck her, but I was with her. You know.
How many? They're not. Fist fights don't happen enough these days. I have to say.
Because everyone knows MMA.
That's true.
You don't want to fight a dude.
No, these guys are killers now.
Yeah.
Muay Thai, all this shit.
Even
Yeah.
dudes you wouldn't suspect. I have friends who you wouldn't think they could fuck shit up, but they're like, that's their whole thing.
Fucking Pete Lee is like a black belt.
Yes,
Can you imagine getting your ass kicked like, oh, hey, pal.
Yeah, exactly.
That guy's beating the shit out of you. It's discouraging.
You never know.
There's something about like jujitsu though, and some of those that are just ridiculous. Just to be, because you're also kind of furiously nestling with another man and getting beat at the same time. It's just a lot of foolishness.
Well, did you ever hear Artie Lang's joke?
What did Artie Lang
God
say?
damn it, it's such a great joke.
Tell us.
When it first came out, he goes, MMA, he goes, watching MMA is like
I know this
watching
one.
2 guys have gay sex, and halfway through, one of them realizes he's not gay.
That is perfect.
Man, he had some pearls.
I love Artie Lang.
I know.
He's got my favorite Caitlyn Jenner joke.
Oh, yeah.
You know that one?
What is it again?
I think I've said it on here 800 times, but he's like, Bruce Jenner walks down to the kitchen of that house at 3 a.m, and Lamar Odom's down there. And Lamar Odom's like, man, these women are driving me crazy. I'm going to start doing crack. And Bruce goes, wait to hear what I'm going to do.
He's got another one. Sorry to go 3 in a row here, but I love his joke
Hat
about
trick.
how the NBA is all about education. He's like, these guys are leaving high school. They don't care about. He's like, enough with instead of if they're really about education, instead of a dunk contest, do a spelling bee. He goes, what would you rather see, LeBron dunk again or Stephon Marbury spell Wednesday?
That's great. Great.
Oh, he's
Artie's
great.
so funny.
Man, he's
So funny.
I miss him. I miss Artie.
Me too.
one of
me
the only
too.
guys I've seen kill a tell, like where a tell's like, ah.
Yes, Artie.
Yeah, that was him.
I remember I used to go to his place in Hoboken, and we would be watching My 600-Pound Life, and already just riffing on that show is like better than any director's commentary of anything.
Yeah, I'd
The
rather
funniest-
watch like Artie and his sister like have breakfast.
Yes.
than anything else.
Yes.
Oh, the greatest.
so funny.
Stacy.
Funniest.
Can we get him on here? Is he doing stuff?
I don't know.
Who knows? He's
You can
such a
try.
diva.
Never hurts to try.
That's true.
So, Rachel, what's going on with your special?
Yes.
You're getting a lot of like
Mean
you know,
tweets.
feedback.
Nothing yet. I mean, I'm sure it'll be ridiculous, but
There's a lot of knees in
when
that
I was
special.
editing, I'm gonna regret
Pants?
talking about this forever that I talked about. But I literally I got some sort of procedure. Like I get like peels sometimes for my face because I have bad skin, and I asked them to do it on my knees because of the comment.
Wow! You're
I'm a
giving them too
sick
much power.
bitch. I'm a sick bitch.
I haven't
But,
seen a
when
knee
I
like
was-
that since Kaepernick. I'm gonna write that tonight.
I will say when I was editing the special, I was like, "There's something about watching yourself. That's particularly disgusting." And
Brutal.
I was just screaming at the screen. Jason Katz, really funny. I mean, really great guy. Also a fun hang, and he edited the special.
Most
And I
annoying
kept
man on the planet.
He's
Most what?
Annoying man on the planet. He's a
Jason
buddy of
Katz.
mine, but man, does he get under
Yeah.
your skin.
He directed one of my specials.
Mine
I
too.
love Jason.
I love Jason. But anyway, so I was screaming at the screen like, "You pig! Just for the love of God, what have you ever needed to say? You vile, vile pig!" And then I was like, "Oh, maybe I can call the special vile pig." And I asked Dan Powell. I was like, "Hey, can I call the special vile pig?" And he's like, "No, not at all." And then I was
Yeah,
like,
you ran it by me
"Call
too. I was like, I don't think that's going to translate to something people are going to want to watch.
Yeah, that's fair. And then I was like, could I call it America's Favorite Pig, which I still think is a fun-loving name for a special, America's Favorite Pig.
Yeah.
But he was like, no, you can't. And then I remember Jason saying to me at one point, he was like, listen, I know you like call yourself pig a lot and and say that you need to be put down like a dog when you're watching yourself. And that's all good and fun games here. But he's like, when they do the final edit and the color people and the rest of people come in, maybe don't scream pig as much at the screen. And I was like, that's fair.
But it's yeah. She came in to the cellar one night with like 5 suggestions to call a special. They were all horrific.
Yeah.
We were shocked. Esty, all of us were stunned. And we're not easy to shock.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you
And
go
one of them
hard.
was like vile pig. What were the other ones?
Esty was in the Israeli military, and she's like, "This is rough." What are you
Yeah.
doing right now?
Colin said I should call it Hebrew School Dropout.
Ooh, that's good. That's good. That's good.
That's a great title.
Not for right now, though. That wouldn't fly today.
Yeah, Jordan Jensen came in the cellar the other night, and she was like, "I came up with this podcast title. It's about death, and I call it R.I.P. Jordan Jensen." And everyone thought I died, and we're like, "Yeah, you can't.
Yeah.
you can't.
Right.
call
Yeah.
something You're dead."
She did that. She posted it.
Oh,
She
did
did?
she?
That's what it's called now.
Oh,
wow.
we all told her not to do it.
Now she's doing it.
All right.
There you go. She does what she wants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you end up calling the special?
Big guy. That's
Oh, that's right. Big guy, yeah.
Big guy's good.
And you
My
get the
husband
title out in the
calls me-
first 5
Big
minutes.
guy's good.
Yeah, get out of the way. My husband calls me big guy, and he has a song that he sings around our house where he goes, "Hey, she's my big guy," and he like follows me around and says that all the time. And he's kind of an emotional desert, so he. So I told him that I called it that, and he just loved it because it's like the same cocktail of things that would make him say that. You know, he's just happy that it's called that. He's
Right. He's like,
did
hey,
it.
I got
did
credit.
the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I've devastated you.
That-
But yeah, he can't really compliment, so he calls me big guy.
I've been watching you do stand up for years, and I noted. Have you ever gotten pushback from a person in your life who because I've talked about people in my act, and they're like, "Hey, don't talk about me in your act," so I have to take it out. Have you ever had that? Because you got the mom, the hubby.
My mom, the one time that she got really upset about a joke, I talk a lot about how my mom wants to be black, and I kind of make fun about how like aggressively liberal she is. Like anyone that's not white has a pass to do anything in the world with my mom, and she like loves people so much more if they're not white.
Sounds like Brooklyn.
Yes, yeah. She'll underline anybody that's like, if I'm in a conflict with anybody, like even the lightest conflict, if anyone in their family isn't white, she's like, well, remember the childhood and
Right,
systematic racism.
They
But
grew up in Dubai.
She doesn't care about any of that. Like she loves it when I say those things because to her it like gives her street cred. You know? I'm acknowledging how
that's
she really
great.
thinks, so she loves it.
That's
what
great.
she didn't like was that I talk about her shawls that she wears, and I said she wears menopausal capes.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
She told me that she's like, I was having hot flashes when I saw that joke, and it just didn't hit home right. And she got very upset because I guess she was like in the throes of menopause when she heard me call her shawls menopausal capes, and that was the one thing where she was like, take it out of your.
That's like a liberal mom thing. 'Cause my mom is also like where she'll side with like anyone but me.
Yeah.
Like I'll be like, oh, I had this awful thing happen on the airline. She's like, well, they're having a hard time, and I'm like, you're my mom. You're siding with United.
Yeah.
This is fucking unacceptable.
That's a joke.
Is she with Palestine?
But there is something about like I don't know. Yeah, you're like. Any group that in them, I'm like
That's
airlines
true.
doesn't count, but any group that they could see as marginalized in some way, they will side with over their own kid.
Right.
Which is such a weird liberal thing.
That is, yeah.
I feel like also I don't know if it's part of why we're comics, but we get our final like statements to the world. It's like our little final arguments because I feel like with my family, you had to make a whole testimonial to be believed
Right.
about anything.
Good point.
So I always
And your dad's a lawyer, right?
And
So
my
it's-
dad's a lawyer,
right.
yeah. So I over apologize. I like over explain because my mom is kind of like a never ending, victim. I mean, she's a good person, but she's always just like, well, Jesus, Rachel,
Yeah.
I do my best. Like, and
A little Gloria Soprano.
Oh yes, and I had a
Yeah.
boyfriend in high school that like cheated on me, and I was like, "Mom, he cheated on me, and I caught him." And she was like, "Well, remember that his mother was incarcerated." And she
That's the
write
ultimate.
him a letter. Write him
Write him a letter.
and acknowledge some of his childhood. I'm like, he's inside of another woman right now.
Wow.
Yeah, and she was like, write him a letter, acknowledge like systematic racism and the fact that his mother was in jail, which also is almost racist. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
Of course it is.
It's knocking on that door.
Racist again.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You get that from your parents at all or no?
I mean, no, but
Irish.
yeah, I mean, we didn't. First of all, no relationship talk whatsoever. You were on your own with,
Right.
They don't talk about like sex and stuff like that
Same.
ever.
Too sinful.
Was that?
Because
I mean, even though they
religious-
weren't like that, it just.
But you don't talk about it in your act. Like it's funny, we all talk about sex in our act. You stay away from it.
I stay away from sex because it's shameful. I mean, I used to talk about sex a lot, but I mean, I don't know. It never. I'll tell you the biggest problem with talking about sex in my act. It never works. I don't know what it is.
Really?
When
Probably
I try to
because
talk
you're
about sex,
uncomfortable with it. You're
Right.
not. Yeah.
They can feel it.
it must be that, or I'm like, it was almost too like I'm trying not to do like. The problem is, I think you have to be cute with sex, and I feel like my sexual material is not cute.
What do you mean by
Yeah.
cute?
Like you have to be light about it, and I feel like there was some energy I'm putting forth where people are like, "What's going on here?"
You don't want to go anal fisting. You got to
No.
kind of
No, but I mean,
surface level.
You know what? You say anal fisting, but like Attell will do like anal stuff that is so silly.
Yeah,
That it's
true.
like
Right.
Like he's got the you got to say something when you take the anal beads out. The winning lot of Powerball numbers are
yeah.
It's like so. It's
They're
so
all the same color in the end.
yeah.
I used to. I'll tell you a sex joke right now since I don't do them anymore. I don't mind burning them.
Please.
One of them was he goes, please. One of them was I used to say if you ever I was going down on this girl once, and then she tapped my head.
Like she tapped you out?
Yeah, like she tapped my head like a cop with a nightstick waking up a drunk on the subway.
That's fun.
And it was something like that. And it was just, I was like, but just for some reason, it's always been weird. I feel like
Huh.
I feel like I over-explained it or something.
Because you feel like he is watching. I already regret that.
The
Like,
Lord.
Christ is disgusted. He thinks you're a dirty little bitch when you're saying that.
I think it's because your jokes are clean. I think your act is pretty clean.
My
Like
act
there's
is
edge to it, but so that's like a clean sex joke. I think is what it is.
Yeah.
Even that joke, yeah, it's not. There's no, there's no liquid.
So I know what you
involved in
mean.
it or anything.
Right. Fluids.
There's definitely a reason I don't do a lot of sex stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a few things and they work. I mean, sex stuff is great because it does work.
It kills.
I mean, it kills.
Yeah.
And like even now, I have one thing in my whole act. It's just biggest dick joke, and it kills like nothing else. And I'm just like, and then one of these people comes up to me afterwards. He goes, "Hey man, it was great. Sorry, the dick joke got your biggest laugh."
I hate that.
I love it. Like somebody's just
The audience members.
being like an audience member, being like, "Hey man, I get it."
Right.
You know.
I'm savvy. Yeah, they always have to have the worst compliment.
The
They're like,
worst compliment.
I get this is
that
what I
gifts
get.
you with a new insecurity.
Yes. Dude, are you biggest fan? My wife hates you. Number one with a bullet. She can't stand you. I have to listen to you in the basement with headphones. Blah, blah, blah.
And I also hate I don't agree with you, but I think you're really funny. Who cares if you agree with me? I'm not there to be agreed with.
With you is amazing.
I'm not running for Senate.
People say it all the time.
Yeah.
That's so funny that people would say I don't agree.
By the way, you're not saying anything like that. I mean, like I guess it is. There's opinion in there, but it's not like anything that's like that divisive. That's what's weird.
Yeah, most
But
of your
nowadays,
jokes are about
everything's
kind of-
fucking divisive.
You're right.
That's true. It's all political.
No,
It's
I
all
had a
everything you
joke
say
about-
is political. If you don't say anything, people go, "We hear your side."
Right.
Yeah.
It's violence.
You know that great joke about the thing about the Civil War is you have to see each other right after.
Oh yeah,
That's a great observation. They're like right there.
yeah. Right.
Yeah.
And a lot of people will tell you what your joke's about, and I'm like,
Yes.
tell me whatever you want, but you don't know what my joke's about, you dumb
Right,
bitch.
Yeah.
Like
right.
somebody wrote something about, I had this joke about my mom being really liberal and how she would have preferred if I married a genderless Kenyan composter than an Irish fireman. And somebody was like, at the heart of it, it's a joke about, it's an anti-Kenyan joke. And I'm like, don't tell me what my point of my joke is.
There's
I've
no
never
heart.
heard a dumber idea in my life. It's just a bad premise.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
joke.
I'm like, at the heart of it, it's
Anti-Kenyan.
anti-Kenyan. I've never heard a dumber sentence. Like, that makes me need a nap to even understand
Yes.
what he thinks
That's-
I was trying to say.
It's such specific racism that like even a racist would be like, I don't have the time to break it down to this. You know?
right. You know
I
what else?
had a joke about like how I was. Most of my sexual jokes are just about how I'm bad in bed or underwhelming in some way. But no matter what I do about sex, I feel like people always call you dirty, especially if you're like a girl. So I'll do like an hour of stuff about my mom and my grandmother's voice, and I'll do one sex joke.
Yeah.
Remember this MC in Vegas got back on stage after I got off, and he goes, "Ooh, she was a dirty birdie. Needs a spanking for that." He suggested I needed a spanking for being so naughty. Can you imagine him doing that with like Norton or something?
Right, right.
Oh, that's a dirty
He
bird.
was like, "She's a dirty little birdie. Needs a spanking."
Yeah, people always do that. You'll have like 3 jokes about feet. People are like, all right, enough with the feet stuff.
Yeah.
Like, well, that's all you heard. I did
Yeah.
20 minutes on anal fisting, and that didn't fly. But the feet thing they caught. You know who else doesn't talk about sex is Bill Burr. Never talks about sex.
Oh.
Another
thing.
Irish Catholic.
Exactly.
I
That's
probably grew
really
up that way.
interesting.
I mean, not now, but yeah.
But I
can't
feel like
think
I
of
do
one.
talk about sex, but I just don't talk about it a lot.
Yeah.
I feel like I definitely do.
I think we see you as a little professorial.
Some of Burr's earlier
Yeah.
stuff is their sex.
Yeah,
He had a
maybe.
bit back in the day about like fuck, I'm butchering it, but it was about like how he
Do
you
the
know-
accent.
Dude, you know what the problem is?
Brutal.
No, he did a little bit.
I also feel like a lot of the guys that really clean up puss-wise don't need to talk about sex that much. I'm sorry. But Colin in his day.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
numbers. I'm sure Bill also.
I like you showing a picture of Elliot Gould.
Amazing that you
hunk.
just showed that picture.
Elliot Gould was a hunk.
Look at it. He's the
Cool.
first Jewish sex symbol.
Great.
That was the
Great
years
movie.
of the Jewish sex symbols. George Siegel,
James Caan.
Elliot Gould.
Oh,
James
dude,
Caan.
California Split, both of them together.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of that.
Great flick.
And it was like, there was a guy
Lauren
named...
Bacall, also a Jew.
Really?
Who?
Lauren Bacall.
Oh, Lauren Bacall.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she was Jewish, and I think she changed her name, but I read her autobiography,
Betty.
and it's amazing. Betty, yes, you're right. Her name was Betty, and I think it was called Me, Myself, and All by Myself, or Me, Myself. I don't know.
She's a hot lady.
And she's hilarious. Her autobiography is
Dude,
hysterical.
every chapter of that book is like, you got to do the audio book because every chapter it just ends with like, and then Kirk Douglas cornered me, and I thought, I can't resist. It just ended with her like fucking a different dude every chapter.
How about Kirk Douglas was a rapist?
Yeah.
Was he?
That's what they
dear.
say.
Evil.
Where are you getting that?
He raped Natalie Wood. I'm getting it right from the horse's mouth.
No, he's apparently a bad dude. I remember watching a Turner Classic Movies thing, and they say it was Robert Mitchum's son. He was like, they did Out of the Past together, and he was saying Robert Mitchum hated Kirk Douglas. And Robert Mitchum seems so fucking cool.
I love Robert Mitchum.
Oh my God. But yeah, that's like one of my favorite movies of all
Out of the
time.
Past, a great movie.
Great movie.
Natalie Portman from Israel.
Wait, what's her name too?
yes, indeed.
In that movie.
Oh, Jane Greer? Who was it?
No, the other one.
Pam.
Not Pam Grier.
Oh.
Hey, Pam Grier, since you want to talk about sex, the first person I ever jerked off to.
Whoa.
Foxy Brown? Wait.
Look, we got out of Colin.
Feels like a humble
Playboy.
brag.
Playboy magazine,
Oh, yeah.
1971 or 72. And the first time I jerked off, Pam Grier nude.
Wow, there you go.
Wow.
Oh, she was a Foxy Brown.
Yeah, she was really
Marvelous.
She was gorgeous.
Marvelous.
Holy
First time I ever
smokes.
jerked off
cool.
was Pam Grier.
I don't blame you. You got
Yeah,
good
it was good. I had
taste
good
there.
taste. Yeah.
Woo, that tiny Irish dong was really stroking in the wind. That old red rocket.
She really
was hot.
God.
Rum Rocket?
Red Rocket.
Oh, Red Rocket.
Gee, what is this, National Geographic? Slow down.
How much work are you giving him to censor? This is YouTube, motherfucker. This isn't Legion of Skanks.
Like,
What are
all
you
of a sudden staring at bush.
Yeah.
I know, you're going to give him a wet
Happened
dream
so
over here.
fast. Like he got to her bush so
Go!
briskly.
And like
are
none
real.
of these pictures are the one I remember. It was from the movie.
Let's try to locate the one he first jacked off to.
Yeah, let's see if he gets hard.
That's still going to be graphic.
I hope so.
In Playboy?
In Playboy. Like 1971. When
The cover?
71, that's pretty progressive.
72
Who
maybe.
did you first hump a pillow to, Mark?
Dirty Dancing, the scene when the two were dancing together in their underwear.
Oh, yeah, that was.
Who the hell was dancing in their underwear?
Oh, geez, don't make me relive it there, Quinny. Let's see, it was Jennifer Grey and the blonde whore, whatever her name was.
They were dancing in their underwear together?
Yeah, they like
The one
crawled
that like
towards
hooked
each
her up
other.
with an abortion, the one that knew where
Yes,
I love how the
abortion.
horror
There it
movie
is.
was the one who knew a clinic.
Here it is.
Oh, this is it.
Oh, yes.
She's in her little.
Oh, they're not in underwear.
Unorthodox nose.
I do. I love a honker.
Yeah.
Give me a Sarah Jessica P all day. I'll suck on that beak.
I saw a clip of
What made you so aroused by a large
Well,
snout?
I think. I don't know. I just like. I mean, he's doing a black chick. You like what's not around.
I saw a clip of Rick Olsen back in the days doing crowd work, and he goes, "You're either Jewish or an eagle with that beak."
Dear God.
This isn't it. The other one's in a number 2. I remember. They're dancing with each other. It was a girl on
Yeah.
girl, but we can do this.
Oh, you like the girl and girl?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sam, would you like to weigh in?
yeah, I'll weigh in. I think early for me was definitely Wild Things, Denise Richards.
Whoa, you're showing.
Can't
your
deny
age.
that.
She was hot as fuck.
Who can deny that?
I remember I did a guy's radio show once, and he goes, "Who were your childhood crushes?" I was like, "Oh, like Denise Richards." He's like, "Who else?" I was like, "Oh, Jennifer Love Hewitt," and he was like smiling. And then he went to break. He goes, "Fuck them both."
Hey!
Yeah,
I was like, "I wanted you to keep
Stars.
it was Tom Papa.
breaking bread and getting head." That was his. That was his old.
I really filled that pita pocket.
Rachel, let's try to guess Rachel.
Richards is a Jewish boy's dream.
Denise Richards.
Yeah, she's
Not
pretty
a
hot.
speck of Jew on her inside.
No.
Yeah, I need a little
Just
Jew.
rinsed off. Yeah.
Oh, goy.
Yeah, nothing. None of my mom in that one.
Campbell looks a little hostagey. She could.
Sure, she's hot.
Yeah, she could be in the.
Oh, my God.
the Hamas tunnel.
Now, what about
Now, Norman wants just two snouts queering off like that.
Yes,
Just
yes.
two pronounced beaks.
Pecking at birds.
Norman? All right, who's got the big nose that he would like?
Please.
Chelsea Peretti.
Oh yeah,
I think I
she's
like
hot.
her.
She is-
Oh, Adrian Brody.
Wait, Rachel, who's your first fantasy, to put it politely?
I remember my mom walking in on me French kissing a Michael J. Fox poster when I was like 10, and I told her I was cleaning it.
Oh, he's so
I used to
short.
French the poster and wear it down so it was kind of like wet and soggy
Right.
in the middle. Yeah, I mean, I
Little
would just lay it
texture.
on my bed. And
That makes sense.
Just kind of
Yeah, Michael J. Fox was
that
a real...
one, and then I guess
He's a little twinky, don't you think? A little. There's no
Now
manliness.
I like much thicker. Like
Yeah.
I like want a thick, dense.
She was
thigh.
she was only 10.
Sure.
Yeah.
That was one of your jokes in the special. You like a guy who does his own research. That was.
Oh, that's great special.
Great joke.
Definitely my type. Yeah, I like a guy whose opinions would infuriate me. Like I had a fight with my husband once about how he said communication wasn't important in a relationship. Now, who's the dumber person, me or him? Because I had that fight with him. Like I stayed up
Wow.
all night being like, "No, it helps to talk about things."
Right.
Like, I
You know
don't
what's
think
crazy
so.
though? He did communicate that.
You're right.
Oh,
he did.
good
He let
point.
it know
Good point.
Yeah.
that communication
Look how
was not
cute.
important.
You know what's, by the way, speaking of that whole, this whole dynamic, guess what the sad part was? When I saw Sam going to Dublin next in the...
Why?
Because we were all in Dublin
That
together.
was great.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
that was right. He abandoned us. That's Sam getting arrogant.
He did? Oh, you mean...
Because
oh,
we were
he's
in
gonna...
Dublin all together.
But
Yeah, that's Sam.
remember how much
That's
fun?
you've changed.
And Pete went too.
I went last year.
Yeah,
I
you
did
did?
at Vicar Street.
The highlight,
Best
so
room in
it was
America.
us four,
I mean, in the world.
Chrissy D,
Yep.
and Nate. And the highlight to me was when we were in that museum and Chris let out the biggest fart ever.
God.
And we all just started laughing, and people were staring at us like, oh, these dumb American pieces of shit.
Yeah.
That was.
And then Chris goes, "I'm sorry, I've got a daughter." Made no sense. It was like some sort of like old drawing room, and they were talking about like the importance or what sort of meetings had taken place there between the English and the Irish, and then Chris
Yeah.
rips the loudest fart,
Yep.
the loudest, longest fart, and he's just like,
awesome.
"Come on, I'm a father."
That was an Irish car bomb. Up the
That
rock.
was so fun. That trip to Ireland was like some of the most fun I've ever had.
So
with a
fun.
group of comics.
That was fun.
I remember
bombed
when
all
you and
day.
Chris came to my room to say they wanted to borrow hair gel.
Yeah,
from
sure,
my
that's what they were
husband.
doing. Gang bang.
I remember when you guys ironically came to my room with hard-on. They were sticking out, all crazy like.
Chris
That was the
blocked
time
the
we
door.
should have. And we all regret one thing. We all should have been nice to them Nate Bargatze.
Yeah, who knew he would pop?
Who knew he'd blow up after that?
we thought he
Well,
was
I
a
was like, who's this
idiot.
dickhead playing golf up in fucking Belfast?
I still feel really guilty because one time we were at like a festival, like I think it was Bonnaroo with Nate, and I didn't know that Nate didn't drink, and I was like, have a beer with me. And he's like, nah, I'm good. I'm like, have a beer with me. Are you a pussy? I just kept pushing it. And finally he was like, hey, what the hell? And then I found I had no idea. Like he hadn't drank for like 4 years.
Wow.
Yeah, then now I don't think
Oh,
he
he
drinks
almost lost
anymore.
his
but
marriage over that.
I know. I do
I'm
feel
just
very.
I did that to a comic, and we did that Adam Devine house party show, and I didn't know the guy had a drinking problem, but we're in New Orleans. We're shooting this thing for Comedy Central. It must have been like over 10 years, maybe 12 years ago. And I was like, dude, we gotta get fucked up. It's New Orleans. And he was like, I should. And I was like, all right, well, I am. It's fucking New Orleans.
Yeah.
And then he was like, fuck it. He just pounds a beer. He's such an asshole to everybody. And I was like, this guy's like a really bad drunk. I remember Ann and Joanne from Comedy Central. He's like, oh, why didn't you give me this? Just being a dick. And I was like, this is uncomfortable. And then he started shitting on me, and I was like, this guy's a fucking dickhead. And then find out later he's an alcoholic. He fell off. He'd been sober for like 4 months. I'm like, well.
Now he's screaming. the
Don't blame
N-word
yourself.
in
Blaming
bar.
the fact that you're doing Adam Devine's. That could give anybody a drunken episode.
I love the guy's on TV right now on a TV gig. And he's like, you didn't give me this. You didn't give me 2 hours. You didn't give me a sitcom.
I know.
That's such a comic break.
I know.
Yes, exactly. All the inner
know.
thoughts coming out.
Yeah,
Fuck
yeah.
you.
We were at a very uncomfortable dinner. We were just all sitting there, and he was just like scolding them for not giving them shit.
Oh,
It was brutal.
Brutal.
I was like, this
Brutal.
is not.
I've definitely always had the opposite mentality. I'm always like, I'm sorry I was here. I hope I didn't mess
Yes.
anything up.
Same.
Yeah. I'm always thinking that I'm in someone's way physically. Yeah.
right.
My instinct is always to be like, hey, sorry. Whenever people text me, even like today, that they watched the special, I'm like, why would they watch it? That's crazy.
that's what you think, yeah.
I'm always like, that's so not. You don't have to do that. That's like, come on.
Do you hear that on the road? You're like, what? You showed up? I'm always shocked when there's an audience.
Yeah.
Always. I'm like, you've gotten a car, bought a ticket, got a
Yeah.
beer, sat
This
down.
is someone's date night. My
Yes.
filth.
Yes,
it is
yes.
fascinating.
Exactly.
I do feel like I bring couples closer together. Like a guy watches my show and he thinks to himself, I don't rub my wife's knee enough. Look at this pig. Like I feel like I bring people.
Why do you have to bring it the knee, though?
I know I just bring up my
obsessed
knees
with the
again.
knee.
I just meant forget it.
Don't bend the knee.
I just mean that I feel like some couples watch me and then the guy feels more attracted to his wife in comparison.
No, shut up.
Oh,
You
come
gotta
on.
break
I'm not even.
you,
I don't
broad.
need for these things to sound as sad as they do, but
Well, we don't believe them. You're hot.
thanks.
Yeah.
Oh, whatever. I'm gonna get drunk. Life's crazy.
Life's crazy.
The
Don't you feel? Don't you?
I know.
When you really think about comedy, as cynical as we all are, it is amazing. People do love laughing. They have a great fucking. It's the only thing where you guarantee, like you're saying, you're getting your money's worth. There's no denying it. Even music, you don't really know what's going on. Not to mention the Knicks. Anyway,
Don't do it to me.
Yeah, what do you mean with music?
With music,
I'm saying
you don't
with
know what's
music,
going on. This is
you're
amazing.
watching music, but you're not necessarily satisfied. You can't really complain because you don't really know what it is. With comedy, either you're laughing or you're not.
True.
I'm saying it's the only tangible.
I agree.
You get your
I've
money for.
definitely
It's like eating
pretended
food
to have fun at
a
many a
restaurant.
music show before. Like,
Yes.
I've stood there and like tried to have my head
Me
do
too.
things, but inside
Never?
just feeling so.
Never had fun at a music show?
No, I'm saying there have been times we've
But I've
forced
pretended
ourselves to
have
enjoy.
fun
Oh, yeah.
watching live music before, but with laughing, it's so instinctual. That's true. I've
Involuntary.
definitely
It's
been in
involuntary,
many
yeah.
music shows or like concerts, like trying to do the right thing with my head and feeling
Yes,
an
yes.
archaic level of loneliness at the
Yeah.
same time.
Oh, sing it, sister.
I
So
prefer
true.
dancing when I'm alone. I feel the same way at a museum. Like I feel like I should have a certain expression when I'm staring.
That's
at a
right.
painting.
Yeah.
But I just want to be home and sitting on my bed. Yeah, I never want to
Totally.
be standing there looking at a painting.
By the way, worst museum of all time, the one in Dublin.
Oh, the fart museum. Yeah.
We had such a good
British shit.
Yeah.
Right.
Wait,
They
what
took
made it
over.
awful? I was too dumb to know that it was a bad
I was like, what the
museum.
fuck is this?
It was
I couldn't even
sticks and
believe
shit.
it.
I like a museum where you could taste something, where they have like snacks or something edible.
What? What kind of museum has
Of
snacks?
ice cream.
No, there was like.
Well, they have a luncheonette upstairs
like,
sometimes.
Yeah, I love the food in
Sometimes
Dublin.
they let you have like a little snack or go inside a house. I like to be able to rifle through people's things.
What?
You know what I mean, Mark? Come on. Back
I hear you. You like an interactive museum.
Yes, thank you.
I hear you. Like the Holocaust museum.
Yeah, like the Holly.
You can play with the shoes.
Press 1 if you want to see more skinny people.
Camera adds 10 pounds. But what were we? Oh, the music thing.
Oh, yeah.
I saw the Stones about a month ago at Jazz Fest. And the whole time you're just analyzing. You're like, wow, look how old he is. Whoa, Keith's still ripping. But it is hard to get into it because you're on your feet.
I
And
thought you said it was amazing.
it was amazing because it was
I was
them.
going to say, I think it's a bad example to say I saw the Stones.
Yeah, you're right.
We were thinking more in terms of.
But I think as a comic, you're enjoying it, but then you take yourself out of it. You know, you don't want to get too vulnerable. You don't want to slide in to that music free.
I'm
Right.
happier when I'm dancing like in my room or something
Same,
like that. Yeah,
same.
and I play a lot of music at home to get in the right mood, but I don't feel in control or comfortable when I'm an audience member.
I
That's
feel
why
the
we
same
do
way.
stand up. We want control. We control it. It's not really that.
Now, what the hell are the Stones at Jazz Fest? What are you, in New Orleans?
Yeah,
And the Stones were there?
yeah. And they
What, are they
never
part
go
of a whole festival? That's so lame.
What do you
They're the
mean?
Stones.
Well, they canceled a gig because of COVID, so they were like, "We'll do Jazz Fest," and the whole city turned up. It was insane. People on the roof, helicopters, crazy.
I was going to say that they're part of, like, with a bunch of other bands, like fucking Savage Garden next up the Stones.
They got usurped pretty bad. But I'll tell you this:
I feel like live music is kind of like my friend said this about a threesome once. He said, I have to make a decision if he had 2 threesomes in his life, Dave Juskow.
wow,
And he said
he had
that,
threesomes.
yeah, he has 2.
He counted as 2 of the people.
By the way, Sam's reaction was perfect. When you said Dave Juskow, he didn't say a word. He goes like this. He goes, just like,
Look at the picture of him with that dumb chef's hat on. But he said,
It's fucking ridiculous.
Bad looking
Idiot.
there.
He said he made a decision. Well, first of all, Dave's dad's sex talk was never in the ass and hide your wallet, which to this day is one of the funniest things I've ever heard. He said his dad just came in. He's like, this is all I have to say about sex. Never in the ass and hide your wallet.
That's really funny.
But
That's
Dave
good
said he had a
advice.
threesome.
who said that?
His dad.
Dave's Juskow's father.
Wow.
The man that created this deep idiot we see right here. No, I love Dave. But
Idiot.
he said that he had a threesome and he made this. He's like, I had to make a decision. I was either going to be inside of this threesome enjoying it or watching it like a movie. And I feel like, and to tell people about later. And he's like, I was going to do one or the other, And I feel like that's kind of how I feel with live music. It's
Yes.
like either this will be a story I tell people about later that's cool, but it's something I watched from afar, or I'll be inside of it. And if I'm inside of my body, I'm looking like a complete idiot flailing around like that. you know?
Yeah, it's hard to let go as a comic, I think.
Yeah.
I feel like you could have just said that last part instead of telling us Jusko had a threesome.
That's fair.
I think that's the part we need to explore.
I think you guys Google Dave Juskow and see how right Sam just was.
I love Jusko.
Call him?
Call him.
Yeah.
Let's get to the bottom of this because I don't believe it.
Infuriated.
Of what?
I do
It's
like
threesome.
that.
By the way, it started with an audition as his apartment. where he had some girl sit in his lap to see if she could make it.
An audition.
What? That's
Audition
the oldest
for
book in the
what?
book.
Audition for what?
His show at the Cellar.
Let's call him. I'm not.
I got him.
Yeah.
He's not a busy
I
man.
have a great Jusko story. Wait, let's see.
You call it? Oh, we're calling him.
Is he
Oh boy, I don't think y'all can hear this, but
Can you?
I can translate you. Hello. Hey, Dave Juskow.
How are you?
It's Matt Salek who's talking.
Is he on speaker?
I know.
Can you hear that?
No.
Barely.
Oh, I'll bring it over to you so you can hear it and put it in the speaker.
All right, there you go, Kyle.
Oh.
Take the helm.
Oh, volume. Turn up the volume.
It's up.
My phone's stuck. There it goes. All right.
He'll answer to Colin. He
Hi,
won't answer-
Dave. Dave,
We're
you
talking
hear-
about your threesome that you had. It's Rachel and Sam.
Rachel's talking about the
And Norman.
threesome. Warren, we might be drunk. We're talking about the threesome. And everyone's saying how you said you could either enjoy it or you went outside your body and you're going to watch it. Like, which was it?
Throwing a lot at him here.
Oh, I see. Well, I think it was a little bit of both.
Oh, you told me you watched it. But you also told me, didn't it start as an audition in your apartment?
Audition. We're trying to accuse you of Harvey Weinstein.
Absolutely that. It was absolutely that, but it was okay back then.
Oh man, delete that.
No, keep it.
After it happened, the girl called me up. She goes, "So did I get the part?" And I'm like, "Are you for real?"
That's a legitimate question.
You're like, what? Yeah, what?
What part?
What part? What are you talking about? Are you for real? What did she say that was so weird?
Yeah, she was really auditioning for this thing I was doing. I guess it
Well, that's what I'm saying. Why wouldn't she ask if she had
Yeah.
the part? That doesn't sound strange to me.
Well, after we had the three-way. Yeah.
Yeah, what is that? The
Wouldn't
deal
he-
breaker? It should be a fucking deal maker.
I forgot what we were doing.
At least Harvey gave part. Oh.
Is any of this going to come through, Matt? Okay, good.
We're the police. You've been cooked.
Someone told me to call Jessica when I first started stand-up and said he had a room that he would put me
Oh,
in.
boy.
And really a mover and shaker and show.
You're lucky you didn't end up in that threesome. Did I get the room?
You and Morgan Murphy on his lap.
That's how her knees got fucked up.
Dear God. I called him and he answered the phone. He goes, I was like, "Hi, it's Rachel Feinstein." He goes, "Oh, you got to change that name. Come on, you'll never make it in this business, kid." He's like, "Not with that name. You're going down fast."
We're going to get that Netflix special.
Hey, she got it. It's out today, Dave.
I know. I can't believe it comes out today, right?
It's already out.
It's exciting.
Thank
Sure
you.
is.
I love you, David.
All right,
Jessica.
great talking to you, Dave.
Bye, Dave. Thanks.
Give your balls a little hammock this summer for the ultimate in hot weather comfort. You've got to try Sheath. I bet I'm wearing it too. Let me check.
Whoa, the purple.
Oh, I don't get purple. Oh, yeah, I'm wearing it too. Sheath.
Look at that.
Sheath underwear comes with 2 pouches to keep your dick and balls separate. Segregation that's good. Sweat-free and looking great. I mean, you just saw us take our undies out. I love them. It's all I wear. They're my favorite undies. So, I mean, if you want to send me some more, I'll take them. I love them. I'd take that purple pair. That's badass.
Oh yeah.
Weather might be heating up, but things are going to stay dry below the belt. Their fabric has multi-directional stretch that sculpts your body, and the fabric blend is literally cool to the touch. Whether you're into crazy patterns and colors, or you're more of a classic kind of guy, Sheath is something you'll love.
Oh yeah. We love Sheath. It's all I wear. I throw out everything else I own. This is it, baby. The wife wears it. He wears it. Every comic's wearing Sheath.
Winnie wears it.
Whoa.
No, she doesn't. She's
Go
not
to
good.
go to Sheath. Yeah, she's commando. Go to sheathunderwear.com and use code DRUNK to get 20% off your first order. Plus, Sheath Underwear 100% money back guarantee. That's sheathunderwear.com, promo code DRUNK. Get Sheath Underwear, support the show, and support your balls.
I got a great
Early
Juskow story. Juskow and I were opening for Dave Attell Caroline's years ago, and I had a good set up top, and then Dave bombed so fucking hard. He's like, this is my impression of Michael Caine on acting. There's like bridge and tunnel people that are like, what the fuck is this guy doing? He's bombing so hard. So then he gets off. I bring Russ McNeve up, and then Russ's opening line was, how funny would it be if you just heard a gunshot in the back room and it annihilated?
Oh, that's when you know you bombed. When they're laughing at you dying.
Dave will do 20 minutes on Michael Caine discussing the difference between theater and film. And it's honestly, comics love to watch it because it's so insane. He has jokes about like pilots. Like he has a long-winded joke about the Odd Couple pilot. And it's some of the funniest shit I've ever seen.
It's inside,
to watch
though.
him do that
Right.
His
story.
impressions are like Max von Sydow and Hannah and her sisters. I'm like, yeah, this might not work at Dangerfields, dude. Like, I'm dying laughing. It's more like the Target demo, but
I saw this 23-year-old Puerto Rican couple, and the guy goes, nah, son, nah.
You mean his Klaus Kinski impression didn't work? Oh, jeez.
how long have you known Jessica, Colin?
I mean, I don't even, like everybody else, I don't know when I met him. I don't know how I know
He
him.
just appears somewhere.
He just appears, yeah.
I
And then
used
you
to-
run into people like, you know, you could be anywhere and suddenly it's like, oh, you know, Dave Jessica. You're like, oh my God, I can't believe he
Yeah, how do you know?
knows people in North Carolina and
Threesome.
I used to have lunch with him sometimes, and I showed up at his work once, and he worked at a law firm, and he handcuffed himself to the secretary at the front desk.
right.
What?
I walked in, and he was handcuffed to the secretary. She's laughing, like she's crying,
okay.
laughing. And then the boss is like, "What the hell are you doing, Jessica?" And he goes, "I swallowed the key." Like he's always doing some gag from like an '80s movie, but he's
Sure.
like so effeminate that nobody really feels like they don't feel threatened by him at the
Right,
same time. You know, like he has has a picture of himself in his own place, like next to Gay Street, with him like doing like a you do the math expression.
That never got old. That's a classic. The old Gay Street gag. Woo, that's
He's
good
got
stuff.
crazy stories. Didn't he get someone fired, like an HR person fired because she choked him out?
She choked him. An HR
Yeah,
woman choked
I
him
think-
at the company Christmas party.
Because he was driving her so crazy. He kept doing those gags to her.
Yeah.
That she lost it at a Christmas party and choked him to the point that a blood vessel burst in his eye, and they fired her.
Man.
And she was in HR?
Yes, she was in HR. So basically,
my
Jessica was working.
By the way, it's not called HR anymore. Have you heard this? Human resources
Yes.
is offensive because it has the word man in it.
Yeah.
What?
So they changed it to something like for the culture or something.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
For the gram.
It's human.
What's that?
It's not
Human.
man.
Yeah, it's not human. It's not man. You have such a funny
That's
line in your
wild.
special, Colin, about human resources.
Oh, that routine, yeah.
That's a
Oh, my
beauty.
God.
Classic.
Thanks.
Mansplaining in progress.
That's a classic.
I know. It,
think-
it was a shame to bury that bit.
Yeah.
Like last week, I was on the road and I was like,
Nobody saw the YouTube.
it's dead.
You could do it.
Now I can't.
Yeah, he was. He pissed off the HR woman so much that he said it's her first day. She looked at him and she goes, "I've seen your file. You're not going to get away with this much longer."
Whoa.
And he goes, "I've been through 3 of you. Good luck, my friend. Let the games begin."
Oh my God, he's the greatest.
Let the games begin.
If only you could translate this to the stage.
Let the game.
Apparently, some woman at his office had a spot in her arm, and he was like, "You should get that checked out. It's probably AIDS."
Dude, Esty used to love him
She would
at
get
the
a kick out
cellar,
of his inaugural.
and then he started doing shows there, and like it all changed.
Ah,
What was this? There was a story about Jessica where the guy beat the shit out of him because he was fucking the guy's wife, and the guy came home, and I don't think Jessica even knew he was
He
married.
didn't know that the girl was married, and Jessica walked in, and Jessica, as he tells the story, it's so funny because he's like, "Can you imagine this? Like, you walk in and your girlfriend's cheating on you with me." He's just like just this
Good point.
elderly, balding, grayish man, just hunched over, just this flaccid man. And he said that he had just freshly got a nose job, and the guy tried to attack him, and he used her body as a human shield to protect him from the nose job. By the way, I talked to the girl who was used as the human shield, and she was like, it was so hilarious because it was Jessica. You know, like she thought it was funny
wow.
too because he was just,
No, but,
he was
but
so
the guy
silly.
beat him up when he came back. He came back for a Jets. He had like a
Yes,
Jets.
he left his backpack in the room, and he said he ran away, and then he came back in the room and knocked on the door, realizing his knapsack was still in the room.
It was a New York Jets knapsack that he needed back, and the guy just
Right.
beat the shit out of him after that.
Had to go
The
back
guy
to
opens the door and he goes, "Do you have a little backpack?" But he's like, "What the fuck do you want?"
Oh my
And the guy
God.
goes, "What does it look like?" Like he's about to kill him, and Jessica's like, "Well, it has this little Jets like teddy bear thingy." He said Jets teddy bear
Yeah.
thingy, and the guy had to know that this was the man that had just been inside of the woman he loved.
Wow.
Jets teddy bear thingy.
Good time.
He's a legend.
He is.
He's
awesome.
a legend. I mean,
I mean, it's ridiculous.
He's just a
His stories
silly
are
man.
incredible.
He can't not do this gag when a woman takes her jacket off, and like if she has like a large chest, I'm like hubba hubba. And I saw him do it to his own mother. His mom took her jacket off, and we were at the cellar one night. She was there to see his show, and she's like, "David, this is ridiculous." He was like hubba hubba, but he's just so silly. I don't think any woman's ever really felt threatened by him.
Right.
I met his
Pronounced
sister
way.
once, and his sister is just like him. It's so funny.
Really?
Yeah, we were hanging out, and she just brought up a note. She's like, "I got a nose job too," and I was like, "Oh, I didn't know what that was." Like, "How was that?" She's like, "I had to stop doing coke for a while." I was like, "This family's fucking nuts."
Oh, where are they from?
Jersey,
You can do the
Edison,
pictures, the
New
whole
Jersey. He's so
It's a
silly.
great
He's a
pic.
silly man.
Great photo.
He also has such a gambling addiction that he bets on the Tonys.
Whoa.
He's a degenerate gambler.
He's got a real problem.
That's
And
wild.
he's kicked me out of his apartment many times because I've been over there, and then if his team loses, he'll be like, "Get out of here, you're a cunt."
Yes.
And it's so ridiculous, I can't be mad because him calling me a cunt is so non-threatening.
Right.
I have to laugh. He's like, "Get out, you cunt."
well, even Norman's like, all the real gamblers, if you walk in the room, you have to stay there. Like,
Yeah.
Norman's in the middle of getting ready to go on SNL, do Weekend Update. He's like, "Don't move." And you have a whole bunch of hairdressers, makeup people, me, whoever else is there. Nobody's had to move. Because, like, Oklahoma is about to, score against South Carolina.
Yeah.
Don't move.
And it's
Don't
going
move
on
is
in like 8
hilarious.
minutes, It's like,
Stay still.
oh, God, it was great.
No, do you see Norm gambling a ton?
Yeah, when we did a couple of casinos. Yeah, I was talking
Really?
about this recently, by the way. Norm, here's what a real troll is. He literally was DMing me because we just do these casino gigs. There's a bunch of them. Hey, this is a month before he died. Hey, let's book some more of these casino shows. What do you think? I go, oh, yeah, I didn't know he was dying.
Yeah.
I go, yeah, great. He goes, great. Call your agent. Let's do some in the fall. It'll be great or whatever he was saying. I go, yeah, great. And he just starts talking to me and like DM back and forth about doing gigs.
Yeah.
He knew he was going to be dead in a month.
Whoa.
Do you think that he thought that was like funny, or do you want to connect to comic? Like, I feel like he's such a comic. He's such a comic till the end. Like, do you think that there was something about it that he thought? Like, why do you think he did that?
I think he just thought it was funny. Yeah. I think he was just doing like
to plan a casino gig.
I think it was sort of like a bond, but it was also just to be like, hey, let's do some gigs, like just to bust balls. So then when he died, I'd be like, fucking no.
But maybe he wanted to live like a normal, there's some normalcy to it. Like, I'm not gonna die. I'll book gigs, and then I'll live longer.
Like he would never break. So I feel like it was a troll because he would never break. Like when he would troll somebody else. And then he'd be talking to you and go, you believe that guy? Like, come on, Norm, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Guy's crazy. Like, he would never break to us.
Yeah, he would throw.
Right. That was what was fascinating, why I love to watch old interviews or clips with him, is that as long as it's funny, he doesn't need you to know what he's doing.
That's right.
And it's so brave and so cool, because I would want to tell the person at the end, and he didn't care. He didn't care.
Like that famous roast.
He was so fucking funny with that.
That was one of the funniest things because he just didn't break.
He didn't care.
I don't know if anyone else would have had the balls to do that.
No.
I remember meeting him once, and I explained to him, I used to do this dumb thing where I would take a picture and hold up like my wedding ring with the most just disgusting guy in the bar. I thought it was so funny. Just some guy that's passing out drunk, and I'd be like, got him. There's something so foul about a woman holding up her rock. Like, it's just such a true pig's move.
That's so funny.
And I remember he's such a comic, because I remember me trying to explain this to him. First of all, I was being annoying. Like, I didn't know him that well. I hadn't done stand up that long, and I was like, I do this thing, but right away he got it. He's like, I know what you mean. Yeah. And then he was immediately just like worthless, like scowl, and he's like, I'll pretend like I'm drooling. Like, he got the gig, like the bit so fast, and I was like, and he's like, I like it. Like, he was such a comic and nothing else. Like, I couldn't even see him being friends with normal people. He was kind of fascinating like that.
No way.
Was he? Did he have like? Was he a comic? Was he mostly with comedians or?
Yeah, but even then, I'm like, when we all did anything together, you'd all be like hanging out, laughing, have breakfast, and big, like when we were in Dublin, and we're laughing, and we're like, we're in a hotel, nobody's shooting today. Hey, let's go upstairs to our room and meet in 20 minutes. We'll go out somewhere. Yeah. Great. No, an hour, 2 hours, just no response. Then we see him later. He comes down. Where were you? Well, you know where we were. We've been texting you for hours, banging on your room. You guys didn't get in touch with me. You went out. We told you we were going out in 20 minutes. Like, he would just do that and never break. Never be like, I was doing this, He's probably, online gambling, but whatever.
Right.
There's so many great clips of him throwing Spade under the bus. They brought Dennis Miller.
The Dennis Miller one.
Yes.
So fucking funny.
And Spade's like, I do pretty well with the ladies. And Dennis Miller's like, never got a hooker, huh? And he's like, no, I don't need a hooker. And Norm's like, you got one last night. What are you talking about? Spade's like, what? What are you talking about, Norm? And it's great. You ever hear the I've listened to everything he's ever done, but he has that podcast with Chris Hardwick. And they're talking about one-person shows. Like, he's like, everybody's talking about gets cancer. They do a whole one-man show about getting cancer. Anybody can get cancer. That's not an accomplishment. That's not a skill. Knowing you had cancer the whole time changes everything.
It is so norm to tell no one that.
Yes.
Yes, it is. Yeah. It really is. But he used to, speaking of Spade, when we did, we all staying at the hotel in Boston, this nice hotel, and one day we were just sitting in Spade's room because he had a big room,
Yeah.
And we're all sitting there, and then suddenly the door rings, and it's like $800 worth of like steaks and stuff like that. And then Spade's like, I don't think I ordered this. No, goes, I ordered it. I figured you said you were hungry before. And he's like, and he would do it all the time.
Oh,
Spade, and then Spade would just be like so funny along. Like, yeah, I don't know if I wanted to pay for everybody's eat. Half these people I don't even know. Like, yeah, I figured we'll have you're hungry. Everybody's probably hungry. You guys are hungry. You just be sitting there and you eat like the steak, like just cut it like, like cartoon technique.
Yeah, right.
This is good steak.
With his oversized T-shirt.
And it would play off each other. Watching them was like one of the funniest things, like watching a TV show.
Well, doesn't Florentine always do the gag that whenever you're at a steakhouse, he just gets the guy with the pepper thing to just keep going till the meal is ruined?
Until the whole thing is covered in pepper.
That's great.
It's such a good gag.
It's so funny.
You're literally ruining your dinner
just
for
a
a
little
laugh.
bit more, just a little more. And wait till the guy stops. Yeah, I like a lot of pepper, so just a little more. Just keep doing it.
That's fun. The one with Spade. We got the worst Googler on the planet here. Come on, here we go.
What's this?
This is just a classic Norm fucking with Spade. It's the yellow shirt. Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, this is a great one. I've seen this.
What happened to Dennis Miller?
Because they have that Viagra thing out.
Yeah.
And the other day, Bob Dole came right out and said
He was one of the first.
Yeah. And, you don't want to hear about Bob Dole's cock, I mean, President Clinton's cock, Bob Dole's cock, what the hell? But mostly, an old man like that, you don't want him to have a super hard cock. You know what I mean? Why? Because an old man, you want him to be got a pipe going, a newspaper, the dog at his feet there.
Wow, that in some corners is considered pipe.
Oh. But now they're going to have to create some goddamn pill that makes women aroused at the sight of a fucking 70-year-old dude with a super hard cock. You know what I'm saying?
Skip bad movies.
Zach, this guy has fevered nightmares all night. Dreams, I mean, like sweaty, fevered dreams from the cock talk that's been all over his head. Cock.
Why bury me twice? He's killing me.
No, he's a good man.
That was the same. All right, well, it's buried in there.
It's on there. It's amazing. I know what you're talking about. He just keeps shitting on him.
Yeah.
Every line's like his dick's not. The type of stuff you do with your friends, but it's just killer jokes.
Well, it's like you used to do to put Andy Richter on Conan. You ever see all those?
Oh, yeah.
It was like, they have these Swedish Andy Richter jokes. You won't even look at Andy. He's talking to Conan.
Yes.
This is a given.
Yeah, he's like, he spent $4,800 on whores in nickels or whatever. I can't remember the joke, but he was the king, and he lived with his mom till the end in a one-bedroom apartment.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, you never seen that documentary about Norm where he's sitting on a shitty couch in L.A. in like a shitty studio condo apartment, and his mom brings him a sandwich, and he's just sports gambling on a card table on a laptop.
His mom came to a few of those gigs.
Really?
She was the greatest.
She seemed very nice.
Was she funny?
She was funny, and you could tell she was like Norm's mom. She had a little martini, and she's probably 80 or something, but she looked great, like elegant and just witty. Oh, she was great.
Love it.
And I feel like now, at the time, I was like, it's kind of weird she's coming. She probably knew he was dying.
Yeah, of course.
And then, so that's why she was coming to the gig.
I remember you told me.
Did he have kids, Norm? Sorry.
One
one son, Dylan. Yeah.
I remember you told me a long time ago when he started in Montreal that Leonard Cohen used to go to Norm's shows, and Norm didn't give a shit.
No, just even more. He was Leonard Cohen came to my because I was playing a Leonard Cohen album or something at SNL. He goes, Leonard Cohen, that guy used to live in Montreal. I go, yeah. When I started comedy, I wasn't even that good. He'd come to all my shows, sit in the back, and watch my shows all the time. I go, that's amazing, He goes, why? I hated his music. He gave me one of his records. It sucked. It's terrible. He's like, oh, he starts imitating. Like, you can tell he heard of him. I hated Leonard Cohen.
It's amazing that you this musical genius at your shows and you're annoyed.
Yeah,
he hated him.
Crazy.
Because he liked him. Yeah, like it's like.
Well, he just didn't like. What kind of music did Norm listen to?
Well, he listened to country music, but one time I tried to turn him onto country, like outlaw country, those
like Merle Haggard,
Steve Earle, and those kind of guys.
John Prine,
and then John Prine, and then he's like, I hate this. He put on like whoever was Travis Tritt. Somebody from the '90s was like, just like high hair country. He goes, I like this. It's more, but he loved Hank Williams, of course.
Yeah.
No one was like the Hank Williams of comedy.
Right. He had one guy on his show, some country singer he was obsessed with. Johnny,
Paycheck?
Johnny Paycheck.
No.
Oh.
That was a singer, country singer.
Oh, really?
Take this job and shove it.
That was him?
Yeah.
That was a big tune.
Office Space.
Billy Joe Schaefer, that's it.
Oh, Billy Joe Schaefer. Yeah, he's kind of an outlaw country guy.
Totally.
Right.
Oh, look, Adam Egan's got the cowboy.
Adam Egan's literally texted me yesterday because I didn't know that Norm loved noir so much, but Adam and I always like send each other movies and shit.
Yeah.
But he apparently was like, we're obsessed with Orson Welles clips. He was apparently obsessed with this shit too.
Oh, that's great.
Well, that goddamn Adam Egan. When we did a memorial for Norm, and everybody gets up and tells Norm stories when in L.A. And Adam Egan was last year. And Adam Egan got up and killed.
Really?
He was the best. He was funnier than everybody.
He's a funny guy.
And he was just talking about, he started by going, Norm Macdonald, I loved him so much. He's not a comedian. And he goes, even though if you Google me, it says, first thing comes up is Adam Egan, Holocaust denier.
Wait, why does this?
Norm started that.
Norm would just do this whole
show.
Adam Egan.
Oh, right.
And he'd be like, he'd have like some like Mel Brooks or somebody who doesn't even understand what's going on. He goes, oh, yeah. At least I believe the Holocaust existed. Some
That is
people
fucking amazing.
And then he'd be like, "What? He doesn't believe." He goes, anyway, and change the subject. And you can see like Carl Reiner just fuming mad.
Rumor to
And Adam would just be like, "Well, actually, I don't believe."
Carl Reiner.
They went to Norm's funeral?
Who did? No.
Oh.
I'm saying on the show is explaining why he's known as.
Oh, okay.
He's known as Carl because he would just call him that and then just continue the conversation.
Right.
The guests would be like, "What?"
So funny.
He really zinged him hard on that
Call
show.
somebody to get that rumor started about somebody is hilarious.
It was so funny.
Ludicrous.
Especially these older guys who were like, "This guy's a Holocaust."
They were like,
and I'm going to be trying to say, "I'm
It's
half
so
Jewish."
horrible.
Yeah.
It's so horrible.
That's
It
great.
was so funny.
The best troll.
Just say it and then quickly talk about something else to the guests. It'll be like, you can see the angry eyes.
God damn.
Norm, the king.
Classic.
Well, we still got Fluffy. Thank God.
This wall of death is getting rough, man. I'm
I
looking at
know.
it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh.
Lost a lot of people.
Hey, there's
Yes.
somebody left out. I'm sure we don't have Panette up there, do we?
Oh.
Yeah.
You know, we're
That's
always...
not Tim Dillon, is it?
Oh yeah, right there. He's coming soon. Seen that guy eat? Wow. Yeah. So
You know how the old classics when I was coming up. Dennis Wolfberg, Ronnie Shakes.
Yeah.
See these
They were
guys?
love
great,
Ronnie
man. Ronnie
Shakes.
Shakes Letterman's, dude. Killer.
killer.
Ronnie Shakes.
Lights out.
So
Philosophical.
I told you that joke, right? Where he goes, I tried to kill myself once by drowning myself in the ocean. I don't know how serious I was. I brought a towel.
It's killer.
Great. Poetic.
He
Great one.
died running, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Heart attack.
Heart attack.
Yes.
Jogging. Don't
That's
jog.
a cool way to die, though.
Is it?
At 38?
I mean,
Whatever.
you're
38.
jogging at least. I mean,
It's not a cool way to die.
I don't know. You're doing something that's like at least manly. Jessica was
Manly.
he
My
was.
mom jogs.
I don't know.
Is
You're
this
still
a table
running.
story?
Jessica was clipping
back
his
to
toenails.
Jessica.
I'm sorry, but it's a good
It's
story.
a good one.
You got to marry this guy.
Jessica was clipping his toenails
obsessed with
on a
Jessica.
glass table.
All right. What, glass table like Dave Thomas?
Clipping his toenails, and then a piece of glass went up his ass, and his doorman saved his life.
Oh my god!
That's
He almost bled out.
All right.
Almost
That's
bled
good.
out clipping his toenails. Like there's no way to make that story
A
cool.
piece of glass went up his ass.
In his Upper East Side apartment that his mom probably pays his rent, and
Right.
he's clipping his toenails.
That's
and the
pretty
doorman
great.
He's the
saved
greatest.
his life.
All
It's terrific. I'm sorry.
That's
Good
great.
stuff.
there you go.
That sealed it. He's the king.
Thank you.
He is.
Wait. Oh yeah.
How about you wearing the competition's liquor here?
I
You're
threw
wearing
on a-
Segura and Bert's tequila. We got our own.
Yeah, sorry.
That's good. That shows it's like the Miracle on 34th Street where they gave Gimbals and Macy's to like.
Oh yeah.
All right, so it's good for the culture.
Yeah, this is
All right.
Gimbals. We're Macy's, baby. Gimbals is gonna go.
It's like that's how confident you are. Like, hey, listen, it's not for everybody.
Exactly.
By the time this comes out, Bodega Cat should be at the Comedy Cellar officially on the menu. So
Hallelujah.
I have to say, Bodega Cat is a pretty great name.
what? Holy shit!
Dude.
From you,
Wow.
the cynic that's Colin Quinn.
Great.
Man, old curmudgeon face. Turned it
Meanwhile, if
around.
I said that, they'd be like, "You dumb bitch! What do you know?" Pretty much this whole podcast, anything. Come on! What do you know, you hole? You're just a pointless hole.
I forgot you were here.
Hit the bricks, ugly knees.
I was like, well, I think that's super, but come on, you're a hole. You're
All right,
things.
knees, take it easy. Rachel's a lightweight. You're hammered, aren't you?
I think so. Look at my dumb
That was more energy than I've ever seen from you in my life. You fucking hole.
That was great. That was low and
That is hilarious.
That would be a good name for a special.
Yeah, she was going
Pointless
to call
hole.
it. There was another. You had another psychotic name. The pig name wasn't even the worst title for the special. What was the
Wild
other
pig.
one? What was the other one?
Well, I
It was like Fire Whore or something.
Oh no, that was Marina's. Marina said I should call it Fires Starting
Horror.
Godless Horror or something.
Oh, wow, it's a little long.
I can't remember.
Something like it was like.
Starting.
Woo.
Oh, Badge Banger. That was dumb.
Oh,
I know.
not
Red
good.
Bag is not that bad.
It's not good.
No,
But that's
it's not
better
good.
for a cop wife.
Yeah, I mean, well, no, girls that are
Bad
cop
funny.
groupies, they call holster sniffers, which is the dumbest collection
Wow,
of words ever
that's
put
funny.
together.
Holster
Yeah.
because it puts the gun.
I guess because I don't know. I dated an FBI
How about
agent once,
nightstick,
and he would always throw his gun like on the counter when he was done with work, and I just thought it was like, how. Speaking of dumb holes, how dumb of a hole am I that I thought it was just hot that he would hurl his gun just anywhere at all. I
You
mean,
should date anyone outside New York.
I know.
They do
Go to
that.
Tennessee. A lot of gun.
Yeah, my
hurling.
dad couldn't operate a fuse box. This was very exciting to me. And my dad's name is Howie Feinstein. Of course, I was turned on by some fucking FBI agent that would hurl his gun in the sink at the
No,
end of the day.
I get it. I mean, we were shooting guns in Springfield, Missouri. I'm a New York Jew. We didn't shoot guns, but shooting them. My girlfriend's from fucking Texas. She was like awesome with a gun. I was like, it's kind of hot.
Oh,
God, I'm sorry, it is.
Fucking little Vita, just fucking. Oh, I got a peeve about Vita, by the way. I got a pet peeve.
He's
Gary
a pet.
does it last night. Calls me. He's like, I'm bringing 40 cookies for you to this. I'm like, 40? What? I'm trying. I just worked out. He's like, my wife made a bunch of cookies, and they're all for you. I'm like, you're trying to get rid of the cookies. You're not trying to help me. You're trying to get rid of the cookies because you don't want to get fat, and you're trying to fucking fatten me up.
You're right.
Or the cookies stink and he can't tell his wife.
Apparently they were good. They were gone by the time I got to the cellar. People went through 40 cookies. I told them, I don't want your
I
fucking
saw him
cookies.
hunched over at the Fat Black. I saw him there. Probably had the cookies there. I didn't
Those
know.
chocolate walnuts.
Hunched over his.
I just walked by. I don't know Vita that well. I just walked by and glanced over at him.
Oh, damn. I want a cookie.
He was
I
shuffling.
know,
through
but
it.
I feel
I'll
the
take
same
any
way. I don't
cookie.
like
It's
sweet.
Girl Scout cookie season.
can't.
You shouldn't be selling them right now.
Oh my god! Remember when the seller used to sell the Girl Scout
she
cookies?
pushy.
I would fucking go through a ton of those.
Those are the best. Trey
No,
Ford.
They're great.
I don't care for it. This is
Really?
a workplace. She's up here like, you want any gift wrap? How many put you down for? I'm like, I'm about to go on, you coos. Well, enough with the magazines and the catalogs.
Yeah, coos.
Talk. Cut that.
Hey, if you have a hostel and kids, you have to do it.
Definitely cut that.
Cut
Come
that.
on.
Keep the coos in though. I'm trying to get that in my.
And we're back.
Big guy, Colin special. What's it called? I'm telling you for the last time.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, first, did you guys have peeves? We got to go.
Yeah, how about some bits? You guys working on any new bits?
I got a peeve for you.
Oh.
Peeve.
I did 2 on the last show. I should have saved them. But here, how about this? This is a New York thing. How about the guy who's clearly walking through the intersection at the wrong time, but he does this, so he thinks he's justified? Just because your hand is out to the car doesn't mean the light's not green. You're in the wrong. I had that yesterday. The guy did this to my car, and he's like, I'm walking here. I'm like, yeah, but you're an asshole. All right.
I did that 5 minutes ago on my way here.
The bike people are the ones pissing me off. The fucking.
Oh, I don't care for a cycle.
Because now it's like you used to have a window on a red light to walk through when no one's there. Now you're getting. How about the ones going the wrong fucking way?
Yeah.
It happened to my friend. I almost clipped my friend the other day. Such a New York moment. This old broad in the village goes, "You're going the wrong way, asshole." It was such a satisfying thing. I was like, all right, the city's still
Yeah.
He could have clipped her too, but you know.
Yeah, she'll get hers.
he turns back around.
I'll tell you what's driving me.
Ding, ding, ding.
Speaking
Sorry.
of, we're not talking about him at all, but Keith Robinson, whose special is coming out soon, he does this thing where he'll walk in the street and just hear 2 women talking. Nothing makes me laugh harder than this. Some lady was like, I've always preferred strawberries. It's just a better fruit. And he's like, shh. if you don't mind, just keep it down.
That's
Literally,
great.
like on the corner of McDougal and
That's
Bleecker.
great.
These ladies were furious. They're like, what do you mean keep it down? Shh, if you don't mind, just keep it down just a little bit.
Hilarious.
Well, the cane and all that helps that too, because you
Yeah,
can't really
yeah.
get pushed
You can't
back
be
on
that
him.
mad at him.
Dude, you know what he did one night at the cellar? We were just sitting around the table. I forgot who was it, but you know how we do the joke whenever someone walks in and it looks like someone we know, we just go, oh, look, it's Mike Vecchione's here, whatever, but it's not Mike Vecchione.
Oh,
he
right.
did it to someone. We all laugh. It turned out to be Carlos Mencia. We were like, holy shit.
They'll find comments.
He just walked in, all of us laughing at him because we thought it was just a dude who looked like Vecchione from far away.
Oh.
Hilarious.
Comments will find the worst version of you. Like if
Yes.
like, at your worst point in life, like who you could become if you followed all your most gangrenous impulses. And Keith found like some old lady like poking trash on a corner. Like she had control issues around a pile of cans. And he's like, Rachel, come over here. And I could see it. Like I could really see it. She had frizzy hair. I'm like, she's like me. She had kind of like an old blazer on. I'm like, God damn it. Fucking he got me right,
Yeah, I saw him on stage at the View. He wobbles up there, and the guy in the front row had a cane, and he goes, "Motherfucker, you trying to out cane me?" He picked up the guy's cane. It was great. When you're crippled, you can really get away with some stuff.
Oh my God.
Good for you, Keith. Hang it in there.
Do a peeve.
Yeah, please. We're doing peeves.
Okay. I don't care for when people DM me that they want to pick my brain about something.
Oh,
the worst.
No, you cannot pick my brain.
I hate to pick the brain.
Anyone that says they want to get coffee and pick the brain.
Oh.
You know what? There's nothing in it for you.
I want a shortcut.
Yes.
I don't want to do the work you did.
And waste
I
your
don't want to
time.
be on the road for the years you were on the road. I don't feel like it.
But also, the picking the brain's not going to do anything.
It doesn't work.
Even saying
Doesn't
there is
work.
no shortcut.
There's
no shortcut.
Right.
But then you tell them that, and they get angry. Like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, like I set up the business. There's
That's
no
what.
shortcut.
Yeah, people will be in the green room and they'll be like, "So when did you realize?" I'm like, "No, there's no."
Well, that's the
realizing,
first problem.
there's no
People shouldn't be
thing."
in your green room.
Yeah, you're right. I have to. I've started to finally do this. I used to give everybody in the world a guest spot.
Me too.
I would just try to. I just wanted everybody in the club to like me. I was just like passing out money, like everybody was strippers.
But
meanwhile, I'm making like $1,500 this weekend, and I'm just like giving out. I was just like, and now I'm like, oh, I can actually be quiet and just.
And
look
guess
at my
what?
notes.
Fucking the people come to see you. They don't come to see 10 people before you.
Yes. And then they always go, "It's 5 minutes," and I'm like, "No, it's 2 hours of you in my green room. It's not just 5 minutes on stage.
But I've had
I gotta
people
hang
come
out
up
with
to
your
me-
ass."
I've had people come up to me like 100 years ago, and that's when I stopped doing it. And they go, "Hey, man, we came to see you. You only did like 45." I'm like, "Oh yeah, but because all these other people, and they're like, we didn't come to see them.
Yeah.
They came to see
There
you."
you go.
You
So,
threw the bar back up, and it's like, well.
Yeah.
right. So when
You're
did
not doing the audience a favor.
when did David Jusko ask to pick your brain?
No, Dave Jesko's the kind of guy that if somebody asked him that, he'd be like right over there, like, let's meet.
Yeah, that's true.
He'd mentor them for 10 hours.
If you're like, "You're buying lunch? All right, I'll do it." I've done the pick your brain. It's a huge waste of time on your part. They get nothing out of it. You get nothing out of it. It's like what you told List. Remember that? He said, "Hey, can I ask you something?" And you go, "How is this going to help me in any way?" And he hung up.
I don't remember that.
Oh yeah.
I like it.
Also, like when people don't tell you, like, so when we have to do press as comics, when we have to do, like, I've had to do stuff for my special, like, they don't listen. Like I said, we run a little dumb. I need all the information. So they told me that Netflix ran in all these countries. I got it wrong. I need a piece of paper. Like, I need somebody to tell me exactly what I'm supposed to say. So I've been going around to all these different like press outlets saying my special is about to be. So dumb, and I'm gonna regret saying this, but I'm like, oh, my special is gonna be, it's on Netflix, so it's gonna be in 400 countries. And my brother called me and he's like, there's not 400 countries, you wild moron. There's like 195. And I was like, it sounded right to me. I'm like,
sounds right.
Tell me exactly what's true. Like, I need to know, because I was just spewing utter horseshit. My brother's like, yeah, there's not 400 countries.
It's going to be in Zimbabwe, too.
Electric Boogaloo.
Well,
You got a peeve?
What's that?
Did we get one from you there?
Well, I just got a local one, which is when I get on the subway, I'd say 7 times out of 10, I sit in an empty seat And the smell from whoever was fucking homeless guy was there for 3 hours beforehand is still emanating.
Yeah, that's why that seat was
It
open.
gets on your clothes.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, Colin was just calling me last night. He said they should all be lined up and shot. Why would I? No.
Well, we had Harlan Williams. He's such a sweet little boy from Canada. He's like, I saw a guy doing crack on this block. I saw a guy doing heroin over there. We're like, yeah, welcome to the city.
I do remember first visiting like New York when I was a little kid with my family and just being like feeling like Sandra from Greece or something. I was like, oh my goodness,
I know.
there's spray painting everywhere. It's so naughty. Like just being so excited by everything that was happening. And some guy was like, I'm the president. My dad was like, yes, you are. And I thought it was the most fascinating interaction I've ever seen.
Oh, Howie.
See, me and Sam don't look at New York like that. And even Sam, really, Manhattan people, they don't even consider Brooklyn really New
Yeah,
York.
we do. It's everything but Staten.
Sort of.
Everything but Staten.
Manhattan, everything but Staten.
How about the Bronx?
But really, New Yorkers, yeah.
The Bronx.
And Staten is still New York. It's just, you know.
I know.
You have to take a ship there. It's
annoying.
Yeah, it
You
is.
think of Arizona.
It's the 5 boroughs. It is the 5
Yeah, it
boroughs.
is. But I feel like Manhattan there, it's still a little bit like, okay, we'll give you guys are a step down.
Elitist.
But I feel
my
like
brother
the way
and sister
Staten
in
is like
Brooklyn.
their accent is more New York than any other borough.
Who is
That's
Staten
true.
Island?
New York in a way.
That's true.
Yeah.
Staten Island.
I
no,
said the
yeah.
5 boroughs. The 5 boroughs you're in.
Yeah.
Right.
So
But see, even the fact that he can put us in lets you know their status.
Oh, good point.
Well, what do you consider? Don't you consider the 5 boroughs?
Of course.
Yes, but I grew up here enough to know that Manhattan is just like we're one step ahead. Don't act like you know what I mean.
Where do
Yeah.
you live right now?
Manhattan.
Well, there you go.
Oh, it was
Oh,
always my dream.
Where did you grow up, Sam?
Same.
In Manhattan. Originally
where?
Chelsea, then Upper East.
Chelsea and Upper East. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Folks who are hell.
I'll tell you, New Orleans. The only thing I like about New Orleans is Confederacy of Dunces, the greatest book ever written.
Yeah, that's the only thing you like.
Yeah.
How about the food?
I think that was your rec
the
last time.
architecture.
Annoying.
I think that was your rec last
The
time.
food bugs me in New Orleans. It's like it's supposed to be so great. It's not that great.
It's pretty solid. What about the architecture? French Quarter, the balconies, beautiful.
Give us a New York restaurant that's like a big, like a Colin Quinn stamp of approval, because that
Great restaurant.
that goes a long way. From
Yeah.
you're like the New Yorker.
Yeah.
Joe's Pizza.
I knew he was going to say that. Come
Give us
on.
another one.
Oh, no, I call
That's
my.
where you can sit down, Colin.
Oh, I like that place. You know what I like? I like the old, like they're kind of old fashioned. You know, John's on 12th Street and First Avenue.
Yeah, yeah.
Or you know the other one, Monty's on McDougal Street.
I know
on the block.
Monty's.
Italian. That's like the
That's where my husband proposed to me at Monty's.
Whoa.
Whoa! I love that place.
Yeah.
Did he get down on one knee or did you?
God damn it! I'm never gonna know the end of this.
But
fucking
he
knee.
closed it perfectly.
Yeah, the Monty's. I did a corporate gig there, and it went well.
Wow.
That's how great the food is.
It is really good.
Yeah, classic.
So I'm supposed to
And then
remind
actually,
you.
it was such a New York moment because he came in this big puffy coat and he was like, I think he thought it was going to be pretty empty, and then he gets down on one knee and this woman goes, he's proposing. It's a proposal. Just the loudest fucking hardest bitch. I love it. Everyone stopped and they were like just asking me questions throughout. They're like, one lady was like, I got a lemon chicken recipe that saved my marriage if you want it. Also, what was happening in your marriage that you needed a lemon chicken recipe to
Lemon
save?
chicken's
That's a bit.
infuriating.
Yeah, by the way, I think Little Italy went up to like way up in the village back in the day. And then it
No,
now
there
it's-
were two little.
Oh, there
if you ever
was
watch
two.
Mean Street, speaking of great movies,
Is that your
there's
favorite
the village
Scorsese ever?
against the. I'm putting that ahead of Goodfellas.
Wait, hold on.
I said it yesterday.
Go ahead.
Oh, but there was the village Italians, and then
Yeah.
there was a Little Italy Italian.
Yeah.
Oh, there was different.
There were two
little,
separate groups,
Little
yeah.
Civil War.
Oh, was there like a rivalry, Colin?
I don't know. I mean, it felt like there
You
was.
do know.
It's like
Like I
Olive
said,
Garden.
those after hours clubs were village Italians. As soon as I knew there was a mob in the village back then, you go to these after hours, like, Jesus, what are these guys? But if they ran the clubs, they must have been somebody. You
Well, they
know?
were probably like, who are you? You're like, top of the morning to you, lassie.
Hiya, boys. Oh, yeah, I walked in like I
until Norman
did
says
walk. I
something
walked like Conor
profoundly
McGregor back
ignorant
then.
that's delightful at the same time.
I'm supposed to remind him for movie recs.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
give us movie. You have great. So past movie recs from Colin Quinn for me. You gave me The Long Good Friday and Mona Lisa, both Bob Hoskins,
greatest.
both incredible, both from you. And I gave you one, and it was so fucking scary because you called me 25 minutes in and were so angry at me because you hated it.
Mikey and Nikki?
Yeah, but then you ended up liking it.
I did end up.
That's a really good movie.
I really liked it.
That's a great movie. It's just a slow.
What
burn.
about King of Masks? Did I mention that one?
Don't know it. Look, pull
Great
it up.
movie.
Really?
China.
What's it about?
Mikey and Nikki's great, by the way. That's on Criterion.
What about
Elaine May directed?
Color of Paradise? King of Masks, you should see.
All right.
Great one.
King of Masks. And write these down so I don't forget these.
These all came from that lady. This lady that used to run my video store. She was an old Iranian lady who was dying. And every week she'd go, in every movie she mentioned me, I was like, it's the best movie I've ever seen.
Whoa.
Wow.
She was crazy. She was had the best taste ever.
Oh, I got a fucking movie rec for you that I just like kind of stumbled upon on Criterion. Was it's called Paris, Texas. Amazing.
Oh, I remember that movie.
Great fucking movie.
I remember the
think I ever
box.
saw it.
It's awesome.
I just watched a face in the crowd. Unbelievable.
Oh, great movie.
Unbelievable.
Probably everybody already knows about this movie, but I just like watched it again recently, and it's so funny. Small Time Crooks.
Yeah, it's
it got pretty bad reviews, but
yeah.
it's fucking brilliant. Some
Hilarious.
movies like that people quickly dismiss. There's nobody funnier to me than Tracy Ullman.
She's great.
She's funny.
She's great.
Yeah.
Is that Woody Allen?
I like movies about people pretending to have money that don't. It makes me laugh every time. Just people class, and they're so good in it. They're both so funny and delightful.
Kish.
Yeah, it's a good premise too. Like the idea that they
I
open
remember
the
that
bakery.
where Woody Allen's like, he goes like, I think it was like him and John Levis talking about their time in prison, and Woody Allen's like, they used to call me the brain, because I was smart, right? And he's like, no, that was sarcastic. He's like, no, it was real. He goes, no, it wasn't real.
Well, we know Colin's got you got another one right after this, right?
Yeah, I got to go to that. What do you call it? Ooh, look at this. What about? I got to go over to.
Are you garbage?
Me too. A lot of people are expecting me.
Are you going over there?
No.
You should pop in.
Well,
I'm
Colin
supposed
Quinn's
to do that podcast, but no.
Colin Quinn's new special on YouTube is amazing. It's
Great.
awesome. Oh, all of his shit's great. Watch it. See Colin on the road. You're at the Den coming up. That's a fun one.
Oh, Chicago.
No, I did the Den.
Oh, okay.
That was last weekend.
So, what do you got?
There we go. Whoa!
Sounds like it's all new material, too.
It is all new.
Wow.
You're a fucking beast.
Got a new hour.
Acme Comedy in Minneapolis.
Took a lot.
Classic.
You got Comedy Mothership in Austin, Texas coming up in
Yeah.
July.
That's a fun club, bad green room. Got that.
And and check out Colin's new special. We got Rachel Feinstein's new hilarious special on Netflix.
Yeah, big guy.
Yeah. Big guy.
I gave it 2 thumbs up on Netflix.
Thank you,
How do we get her dates there?
We got it here.
There we go.
Tour dates.
Rachel.
Oh.
You're never going to make
Ooh,
that name.
Well,
like that picture.
I think most of mine are in Punch Up Live too.
There you go.
Yeah, follow all of us on punchup.live
Yeah, Danny
slash
Frankel.
our names. So punchup.live slash Rachel Feinstein.
We also put extra material there that gets
Yes.
that we're not allowed to put on
It's flagged.
on.
Because Instagram's getting dumb.
All right, well, I'm at College Street Music Hall, Millard Theater in Philly, Hamptons, yada yada, Schubert Theater, Beantown, Philly, Pittsburgh, Seattle, Spokane. Go to the website,
When is this out?
bodegacat.com, whatever. Get the bodega. Go see Sammy Davis. And
I'll be in Brea, California, Atlantic City with Chris DiStefano. That's gonna be a fun one.
Oh, I think I'm actually going to do that show.
I don't think you're on that one, but you're on a bunch of other ones with us.
Okay. I'm on some dates with Sammy and Chris.
It's gonna be great. Yeah, Rochester, New York, Miami, Baltimore. Then I'm doing Europe: London, Belfast, Dublin, Paris, Amsterdam, Copenhagen, Oslo, Stockholm. punchup.live/Sam Morrell. Just follow us all on there.
Follow us all. I'm going to be adding new dates to the Pointless Hole tour.
Pointless Hole.
Opa!
I'm a mother.
Oh, that's sticky.